Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Yamileth Mercado of Mexico, 26 years old. She retains her WBC super-bantamweight title with a wide unanimous decision over Ramla Ali. She moves to 24 wins with 5 KOs, 3 defeats, all on points, no draws. And Ali slips to 9 wins and 2 defeats. Now, I thought this was closer than the judges did. I did 96-94 for Mercado. And there were swing rounds in this fight, I thought. Mercado looked so much bigger than Ali. In fact, she looked like she could move down a weight division. She had a little bit of fat around the middle, sort of squeeze an inch or two. But she looked, just bigger, whereas Ali looked tall, thin. I mean, she's 34 years old now, Ali. She's about 5'7". 2 fights ago, she got knocked out in 8 rounds by Yulessa Guzman, and then she reversed that defeat, got revenge over 10 rounds, unanimous decision, and this was her. So she came into this fight, this world title shot, like 1-1 in her last two fights against the same woman, and although she's 34 and Mercado is 26, I think the difference in experience kind of showed. I suppose it would if you've got so many more fights. But Mercado, she has that sort of marauding style where she'll come in close, sort of storm forward, a bit of a cave woman, throw big shots, make it ugly, drag the opponent into a bit of a scrap. And that's what she did with Ali because, excuse me, I like Ali's style. She's got a very upright style, very, very conventional, and she just looks very well schooled. But in the later rounds, she was dragged into a punch-up, and it all got a bit rough and tumble. People being grabbed around the neck, and I did feel in the first half of the fight, although I detest these 2 rounds, I can't tell you how much I detest them. I find it so difficult to score some fights because I don't score rounds I don't score rounds drawn ever, unless both fighters just stand there and don't throw a single punch. To me, you've got to find something to give one fighter the edge. And Ali just wasn't throwing enough punches early on. I mean, she wasn't throwing enough jabs. I mean, she's got such a nice style, a nice upright style. I expected her to sort of constantly pump that jab into Mercado's face and just keep her off her. Now, even though these are 2-minute rounds, and it's a sprint. Looking at Ali's style, she would so much favour a 12 3-minute rounds. Duration would be so much better for Ramla Ali, but at the same time, all right, you've got to live with what you got, which is 10-2s. So she should have been pumping that jab consistently, bang, bang. As the fight went on, she started to move the jab a bit more, and she was trying to throw the backhand as well. She's an orthodox fighter, so the backhand is the right, but she couldn't quite get the range, and Mercado, also an orthodox fighter, was able to avoid most of Ali's power shots throughout the fight. And when it came to getting up close, she seemed physically stronger than Ali, was able to sort of ragdoll her a little bit. It was a bit scrappy towards the end, but when I talk about experience, Mercado seemed to have the knowledge of how to win the fight. In the sense that she thought, okay, this girl, she boxes well, nice stance, nice jab, so I'm going to have to make it rough and tumble. She's used to this 10-2s duration. This was her 27th fight, whereas it was only Ali's 11th, and she was able to kind of, outman or outwoman, old woman, Ali, who, despite being 8 years older, just lacked a bit of experience at this level. I mean, this was Mercado's 4th defense of her title, and she just knows how to win. She knows how to fiddle her way through fights. I mean, she lost even her losses. She's got all that experience. Her last loss, I think, was to Amanda Serrano over 10 rounds, and when you've been fighting 10 rounders or as many as she has, it's not it's not difficult to know how to pace yourself, how to pinch close rounds. Ali, of course, coming in not off the back of a knockout defeat, but 2 fights ago she was knocked out, even though she reversed the Guzman defeat with a points win. It was noticeable that whenever Mercado was getting close and clipping her, Ali was very tentative. Towards right at the end of the second round, I think it was, towards the end of it anyway, she was clipped and she was actually shaken. She looked shaken and almost panicking a little bit. Whereas Mercado, at no point was she bothered by any kind of rough and tumble stuff. Not that Ali wanted that fight, but up close she was very, very comfortable, and it all got a bit ugly. But I did think that Ali was winning rounds on technique. I just felt that she didn't throw enough punches early on, especially that damn jab. She's got such a good jab, and she neglected it for certain rounds. And I thought she allowed Mercado to do her cavewoman act, getting close, and then just give her a bit of pressure fighting. And Ali tended to go into a shell a little bit when it was up close, and not really. The technique went out the window a little bit, and she did look in places. She did look a bit intimidated by the pressure. I think that played against her as well. But if this was over 12 threes, I think, to be honest with you, I think Ramla Ali's style is built for 12 threes. 10 threes would be better, but she's definitely a 3-minute round sort of. She's got that style. But the winner was Mercado. She won wide. I think a couple of them had it 98, 92 or something like that, or 97, 93. I had it closer, 96, 94. But Mercado marches on. Ali has to go back to the drawing board again. And she's a skillful fighter. Mercado, like I say, she looks like she could go down to bantamweight, maybe even super fly, because there's a little bit of weight around the middle that could come off. With women's boxing, I mean, Ali might get another chance. You just don't know, because the talent pool is quite shallow. So, and Ali's good to watch. I like watching her. I like her style. So she might get another world title shot. She's connected to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, so why not? And this experience, this 10 rounds, this will definitely benefit her. To go over to the US to fight Phoenix, and it's all good experience, I think. Anyway, what did you think of the fight? Do you think the right girl won? If so, do you think the cards were as wide as the judges said, or am I right in saying they were a bit closer? Let me know. Let me know your opinion. What do you think of both these fighters? And I'll read your comments and answer them. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you could do that, that'd be fantastic. It takes a second, and it helps the channel out a great deal. And also the old like button, give that a little pop as well if you like the video. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I always appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.